Anybody who wants to start a label wants to achieve boss status quite fast. And I understand that trying to get to that status at a quickening speed can be a little bit overwhelming. Problem is, everything that you need to start this record company is not implemented at the beginning. It's implemented over time, which is why a lot of people are confused as to how this thing is supposed to go. And chances are this is why a lot of people kind of bow out, because they don't know how to put this stuff in over time. Of course, that's what the 60-day record label is about in the initial stages. But how do you fight the anxiety of putting these pieces together? Because the speed does not win the race. It's all about the tools, the timing, and the strategy that you're going to put in place to make all of this work. I'm going to break some of this down. My name is Casey Graham, and this is the Music Money Makeover Show. All right, let's jump into part one of this, and this is initializing the label. Company structure. Company structure is a must when building a record company. LLCs are the weapon of choice for those who don't need to issue stock like a corporation. And on top of the structure, the diversification of the LLC should be determined based on capitalization and how many businesses will be invested into at the start. For some of you all, you may start with just one LLC, and the invested capital would more than likely be your savings or some money that you actively invest over time from just working your job, and maybe some family and friends donate it and stuff like that. Please don't get a credit card to invest in record production. It ain't gonna work. I already know it's not gonna work. I don't wanna see you get pushed down that credit hole and mess up your business credit, because we need that to survive as we grow. All right, so let's keep going. Capitalization. Capital must be as cheap as you can get it. That's by any means necessary in this game. In all cases, your capital investors are looking for interest on their cash invested. That would be the lenders, the creditors, the banks, the VCs, or the private investors. They're looking for interest. Royalty shares for their cash invested. That would be fans nowadays for D2C stuff. Small private investors, family and friends as well. All right. And then credit for their donations invested. And that's like your grants and 501c3s, families and friends, crowdfunding from supporters and fans, and then also credit for their labor. And that would be all your production staff. Your capital, like I said, has to be as cheap as possible. You got to find a way to get it as cheap as possible. And what I mean is the interest can't be expensive, right? And if someone wants a royalty, don't let the royalty be too high, but don't insult them based on the amount of cash that they're investing. You get what I'm saying? So that's something that you got to learn how to do. I know it's a little bit of an advanced topic, but as everybody is moving towards a direct to consumer landscape, all this stuff has to be learned. Let's keep going. Accounting software. You can't get money if you can't manage cash flow. A QuickBooks account is in order for the label who wants to succeed. If there's one piece of software that I suggest, and I've tried a few, I've tried Xero, I've tried QuickBooks Self-Employed, but I currently have QuickBooks Online, and that's the way to go. It's a little bit of a small learning curve, but if there's one piece of software that I'm going to suggest to you as a record label owner, you need to have an accounting software. You can't do it without it. You can't even get to $80,000. You can't get to $70,000 without having this to maximize your tax benefits of the LLC. So you need this, okay? Let's keep rolling. Publishing accounts. All record labels need publishing accounts if they choose to administer publishing for their artists under their deals. However, as a new record company, choosing to do this will become quite complicated very fast if you do not have experienced staff to handle the workload. PROs and mechanical royalty agency accounts needs to be open for your publishing wing to come alive. Now, if you're an artist that's following my plan to do it yourself, of course you need this for yourself as well. But if you're just strictly a record label, you're not an artist, you're signing people. If you're just starting out, I don't really recommend the publishing wing for you. I would leave that and let the artist have it, because it's going to be a headache for you in the very, very beginning to do that work. Okay. As if you're an artist, it's yours. Go ahead and handle it. But if you're a new label, I wouldn't stress too much on the publishing accounts. Now, let's talk about some attorneys and lawyers. Any record label is going to need a legal staff, and here are the basic lawyers that you should have on your team. Obviously, when you're starting off, you do not need all of these, but start with the entertainment lawyer and an accountant. You want to have the entertainment lawyer, you want to have the corporate lawyer, and you want to have the tax attorney. These are your base level lawyers to get everything you need to get done. But I get that if you don't know where they are, fine, but you can look these people up and you can find them and have them on call. They might not be on retainer, but you just want to call them, see what they offer, how you can establish a relationship with them. The relationship normally starts with cash or money invested. Let them do a job for you, check it out, see how you like it. That's if you have cash to invest. And then just keep them on file and say, all right, I'll be back. You know what I mean? But for the meantime, you can afford that accountant in the beginning. I know you can, all right? Especially if you're getting into this business. And then we'll be good to go. Now let's talk about contracts. If you are a label, then you need to know how you want to sign people and what you want to sign them for, which is a huge statement that a lot of people just fly by. They totally miss it. Contracts are the tool that you use as a label to conduct business with your signers. You'll want to utilize your capabilities as a measure for what will be included in your contract. Never use the you never know policy when creating your contracts of choice, because this can hurt your label and destroy the relationship between you and the artist. I always say when you're getting your contracts done, know what it is you want to capitalize on. If you want to be a record company that strictly focuses on records, and I think moving into the direct to consumer market would be a great climate to retract those 360 publishing deals and strictly focus on the records again, then go for it. Go for it. I'm telling you, because fans are paying a lot of money for it. It takes a lot of headache off your plate not to be able to manage all that extra stuff that you don't know how to do anyway. You know what I'm saying? You have no skill set at it. And then when the artist is coming with their hand out looking for their money because you signed the publishing portion onto your contract along with merchandise and touring and other things, then it's like, come on, right? You weren't ready to do that. So know what you're signing the artist for. Now let's talk about distributors. Distributors must be chosen based on services they offer your label. They should be efficient at royalty processing and quality of servicing to DSPs as well as physical stores if you can find that type of distributor. All right. You must also choose a distributor that does not cut into your bottom line. A lot of people choose a distributor based on monthly fee or percentage. And a lot of times they're doing it based on, I feel this one is good. I feel this one is good. We need a distributor that does not cut into our bottom line. Meaning if you charge me a monthly fee, don't upsell me on services. If you charge me a percentage, don't make it so high that as I grow in capital or cash rather, that starts to eat into my profit pretty hefty. You get what I'm saying? Now, percentages may be better than monthly or yearly payments depending on access and services beyond what's advertised. And this is true. But then sometimes, like I said earlier, the monthly payments might be good so long as they don't keep upselling you on everything like DistroKid. You know, DistroKid sounds sexy in the beginning until they keep telling you, you got to pay for this, you got to pay for this, you got to pay for this, you got to pay for this. That ain't so sexy no more, because now the price is like, you got me in, you hit me with the bait, and now you switching. Right? So that's not cool. Part 2, getting down to business. Signing artists. You'll want to select the artist that will suit your capabilities, connections, and capital. Point blank, period. Capabilities, connections, and capital. The 3 C's. If the artist does not suit that right there and does not connect with these, do not sign them. Time is one form of capital we cannot get back, so use it wisely every day. Please, I'm not going to go into timing, but timing is of the essence at all times on both sides. Charting software. No label should operate without knowing what the landscape is looking like, and Chartmetric is a great tool to check your stats as well as the other artists related to you and your artist and in the entire industry, period. Okay, so I recommend Chartmetric, especially if you can get the label account. It's got so much valuable info in there to utilize when you're working on your plans and strategies. Part 3, adding bells and whistles. CRM software, customer relationship management software, is a necessary software for managing all of your connections. You may think your phone is enough, but you need to make sure you stay in contact and nurture your top connections by email and text. Now, I know that a lot of you all may not even know what this is, but you're going to need basically the CRM to maintain all the emails that you get. Because when we move into this direct to consumer world, as I said, streaming 2.0, it's going to behoove you to have that there so that you can further your marketing plans and strategies based on the contacts you already have. Now, as a record label, if you got contacts that you got from a music conference or whatever, you want to put them in a CRM so you can stay in contact with these people. You get what I'm saying? So now you have a Rolodex of people you can call for the services they have. Some people have Superphone for this. I used to have it. It works. It's cool. But I think one that will be readily available for you and other staff members would be a better option. as well, because now you can say, hey, can you get this person on the phone? Can you talk to that when you have your virtual assistant ready to go? It's a difference, right? And Superphone is accessible from the internet as well, so I don't want to rule that out, okay? It is. But there are a lot of other CRMs out there that can work for a team of people. Okay, let's talk about royalty administration software. In addition to accounting software, if you plan on moving any kind of heavy royalties to multiple folks and your distributor's royalty services are not keeping up with the pace or are costing your royalty receivers too much, like DistroKid, you're going to need to upgrade to a royalty administration software platform. You all know I used to use one called Repertoire. It was a French company. There's an American company that's really good called Infinite Catalog. I'm recommending those, and even the other one that I was using is cool too. But at a point, the money that's coming in from your distributor directly to your bank account should more than likely be handled by you, and you should start issuing royalties out to your producers and writers who were involved in the process. It's going to be more efficient, it's going to be quicker, and it's going to be less headache on you if payments don't get lost in the sauce by a distributor. You get what I'm saying? Let's keep going. Part 4, more money, more money, more money. For people that are in my age group and they understand what I'm saying. Credit cards. Credit cards are highly expensive for new record companies. Credit cards are a type of capitalization that is best used for flipping product only. However, credit cards can be used for record production after a fan base is built and sales can be projected. I never recommend credit cards for you all who want to pay for the beats, who want to actually, pay for the odds and ends of the record production part, getting the contracts done, legal fees, all that stuff. Don't use it for that until you can begin to project your sales, especially if this is your first time out the gate. That credit card is too expensive for you to handle in the beginning because it's not going to make sense, and you're going to be like, man, and the money's going to take too long to come in to pay it back. So don't do that. But they're a great tool to have. As soon as you can project sales and know where you're going, you can begin to use it and boost your business's credit score. Okay, so check it out. Merchandise company. Print-on-demand companies are cool to start with. However, sometimes they can take forever to deliver your merch to fans. So look for a private merch company to press your limited run orders or use them to supply your e-commerce operation as it gets up to speed when you hire packers. Okay. I'm telling you this from people who've called me firsthand and from clients that I deal with. Sometimes the print-on-demand services can take forever to get the merchandise to the actual people who paid for it, over 2 weeks. And that's not a good look when we have fans who really want our merch. 7 to 14 business days is a little too long in the world of Amazon. And so eventually you'll want to move from a print-on-demand strategy to a limited run strategy. That's something I have to talk about for another day. Direct-to-consumer platforms. This is the good stuff. In the age of streaming 2.0, a direct-to-consumer platform must be in your arsenal as a label to receive additional funds from fans who actually want to spend money, more money with their favorite artists. I'm not even going to say fans. I'm going to say people who want to support, period. The key factor to a direct-to-consumer platform when it comes to music is not being able to preview the song, meaning that the preview came from the content online. We're not reiterating iTunes. You get what I'm saying? Or FYE Music back in 1999, where you could go to the kiosk and sample and listen to see if you wanted it. No, it's more so based on you already saw everything I had to offer. Here's the record. Because I've already flushed so much content down your throat, you should know what this project is going to sound like. Come buy it, right? And you want to choose a platform that's going to work with you on percentages and making sure your bottom line is met to actually get the money back for the project or for the things that you've done with that project. So these platforms are new, whether you're going to use your own website, which a lot of people are doing, or you're going to use something like Even or the likes of that. You know what I'm saying? So just figure out what you're going to do for your direct-to-consumer platform. But as a record label, this should be in your arsenal. Part 5 is procrastination. And these are your questions. Why can't I sign an artist just because they're dope? I know a lot of you are going to ask me that. Because you be living life on the edge with no plan or strategy to succeed. You'll just have an aspiration to succeed while wasting precious time and resources. Signing an artist is not the same as a music producer creating with an artist off the cusp of inspiration. Contracts are a serious obligation. They are. So you don't want to sign an artist just because they're dope. That means you didn't even have a plan. You have a strategy. You say, yo, you dope. I want to sign you. And I know countless people who say that same stupid phrase all the time. Yo, man, you dope. I want to sign you. Nah, if somebody says that, no, sir. No, it's not working. Ain't happening. Ain't happening at all. Because I already know you about to take my career and throw it in the toilet. Because you don't know what you're doing just by the way you sign. You sound, not sign. All right. Do I need all this to start? Not all at once. Over the course of your first year, if you're serious about winning and helping artists, will you end up with all of this? Okay. If you're really serious, you'll end up with all of this plus much more to actually facilitate the goals and the wishes of the artist and the label. Okay. Can you help me set this up? The 60-day record label course can help you set up some of this, and booking a call with me will allow you to walk through the rest with more ease. So if you are the artist, the producer, the singer, songwriter, or new music business exec who wants to build this and the foundations to this and what we talked about today without searching through the red tape of the internet and all the misinformation of the internet and get it done in 60 days or less, I got you covered, because I built something called a 60-day record label course, allowing you to get it done in that time frame, building a strong LLC foundation for you to survive and thrive off of. And at the same time, you'll learn how to play the game via contract, so you ain't getting lost in the sauce out here. And on top of that, you'll be able to collect your international and domestic record and publishing royalties without the middleman taking 15%. All the stuff you see in the bottom right-hand corner is included within the course, plus much, much more. But if this is your first time watching the channel, grab the free stuff below. 10 major steps to increase your record label's profits. A free split sheet is included with the download. Having the tool for the proper job will make your label run efficiently, allowing you to skate out ahead of the pack and noise of everyone trying to do what they think is right. Not having the proper tools will cause you to keep spinning around and around in circles. This ultimately causes you to waste your savings and capital and ruin relationships that you need to succeed. So you want to be in the position of having the proper tool for the proper job. So if you were in the position of, hey, I really want to get this record label started this year. I'm almost halfway through the year, but I think I should have a pretty good go at it if I start. Then I got you covered, and you have a little bit more information as to where you need to implement things. I recommend getting started with the 60-day record label because it's really going to help you with that foundation. So, music money makers, if you make music, you should always make money. Log on to musicmoneymakeover.com, jump into the 60-day record label course, download the free stuff below, smash the like button below, book a call on musicmoneymakeover.com, and I'll see you next time. Peace.